In the last 10 minutes, PM Abadi congratulates Sadr after Iraq vote. In the last 15 minutes, Muqtada al-Sadr's coalition in the lead in Iraqi elections. In the last half hour, what next for Iraq as cleric Sadr heads for election win? Barzanis, Abadi congratulates Sadr on Iraqi election victory. In the last hour, Iraq's election results indicate fractured parliament, likely long. Outspoken cleric set to win Iraq election. Shia leader Muqtada al-Sadr's coalition set to win in Iraq. Iraq's Abadi congratulates Shiite cleric Sadr on election win. In the last 2 hours, intel brief, U.S. misreads Iraq again. Abadi ready to cooperate in forming new Iraqi govt. Vote fraud claim holds up Iraq election results. In the last 4 hours, what the Iraqi elections could mean for the U.S. clericized government as election upset rocks Iraq. Abadi's dismal showing and a U.S. gamble that failed. Iran congratulates Iraq on parliamentary election. Qasem Soleimani arrives in Baghdad to meet Iraqi Shiite leaders. Report Iraqi election. The winner al-Sadr hints at alliances to form government. In the last 6 hours, Muqtada al-Sadr takes surprise lead in Iraqi elections. Election results announced for 6 more provinces in Iraq. McFarland comments on Iraq's parliamentary elections. Iraq elections, why Sadr's alliance deserves a chance to govern. Controversial Shiite cleric Sadr set to sweep Iraq's election. Early results in Iraq election favor populist Shiite cleric. In the last 8 hours, Iraq announces preliminary election results for 6 more provinces. Muqtada al-Sadr poised for victory in Iraqi election. Firebrand cleric Muqtada al-Sadr ahead in Iraqi elections. Earlier today, Shia leader Sadr's alliance set to win in Iraq. Polls election result in Iraq portends further political and social conflict. Coalition led by nationalist cleric takes shock lead in Iraqi election. Al-Sadr coalition headed to victory in Iraqi election. U.S. envoy visits Kurdistan region after Iraq elections. Leader of winning ticket in Iraq signals change. Vox sentences, celebration in Jerusalem, bloodshed in Gaza a positive sign from the Middle East. Iraq's democratic election. How Iraq election frontrunner Muqtada al-Sadr tapped widespread frustration. Iraqis deliver surprising results in first big election since ISIS war. Al-Abadi calls on Iraq to respect election results. Iraqi cleric who fought U.S. troops leads in election yesterday. Violence taints election in Iraq's Kurdistan region. Cleric's ballot box success could rattle U.S.-Iraq relations. Maverick cleric's election upset could rattle U.S.-Iraq relations. Iraqi elections, hope for people. Conjectural battleground for others. Abadi orders manual ballot counting in Kirkuk. Iraqi election results will not bring stability. U.S. adversary Sadr's party all but wins Iraqi election. Militia leader who battled U.S. during Iraq war leads election. Early results in Iraq election favor populist cleric al-Sadr. He's back. Muqtada al-Sadr wins big in Iraqi elections. Iraqi election upset could increase pressure for U.S. troop withdrawal. PM Barzani, Brett McGurk discuss post-election Iraq. The latest Iraq Prime Minister wins vote in Mosul province. Iraqi elections deepen political fault lines amid U.S.-Iran tensions. Populist cleric Sadr all but wins Iraq election. Sadr headed for first place in Iraq election, commissioned in first election since defeat of ISIS. Iraqis deliver surprising results. Sadr taps anger over Iran to lead Iraq. Poll shakeup in the Middle East, how will regional powers respond? Sadr headed for first place in Iraq election, commission eager to vote. Iraq's displaced faced obstacles on election day. SNSC chief for news support for Iraq. Populist cleric Sadr on track to win Iraq election. Populist cleric Sadr on course to win Iraq election. Iraqi PM orders recount in Kirkuk. Iraqi leaders begin negotiations to form ruling bloc. Iraq elections strengthen victories against terrorists. Iran rise of Muqtada al-Sadr upsets U.S. calculations in Iraq. Iraqi election results shock political class. Firebrand cleric Muqtada al-Sadr takes shock lead in Iraq election. Preliminary results show Sadr ahead of Abadi in Iraq elections. Newsmaker, fiery cleric Sadr taps anger over Iran to lead Iraq. Poll how Iraq's elections prove status quo. Expectations wrong. Tensions rise in Iraq's Kirkuk amid vote rigging claims. Iraq's election, a key event in America's wars. Fiery cleric Sadr taps anger over Iran to lead Iraq. Poll 6 Kurdish parties demand repeat of parliamentary election in Kurdistan.